What's up, you guys? It's YUGIOH here, coming at you guys with a Fire Fist deck profile for the May 2016 format. And so we're going to be going over the +1 Fire Fist variant, or at least my build right now, my take on it, and kind of how I would be playing it right now if I was playing this deck. And Fire Fist has always been one of my favorite archetypes. I love the card art for all the Fire Fist cards. They're just really awesome. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So, starting off, we have 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear engine card, 1 Fire Fist Gorilla, 1 Fire Fist Dragon, and 1 Fire Fist Boar for the Fire Fist monsters. And the reason why I'm running Boar is because he's the tuner, and he does, toolbox like a Sangan, or actually like a Yang Zing. He toolboxes out for the Bear and the Gorilla and the Dragons, but that's not the reason we run him. We run him because he gives you access to Crimson Blader, and Crimson Blader is really, really good against a lot of decks, and he can only be used to make a fire synchro monster, but that's why Crimson Blader is fire, so it's perfect. And then triple Coach Soldier Wolf Bark, sorry, and then triple Chop Tricks Marmilio. These guys are like your instant +1s, I guess, and I mean, Coach Soldier, he's usually going to help you spam out your Tiger King, so that's usually why it's a +1. And then Marmilio always gets you your traps, but and like if you call the Haunted or special summon the Marmilio, it pops back or two. So it's like this deck is all about just getting a 1-for-1 advantage. But this deck is really good at doing it, and Marmilio is actually, it's a decent card. And then we have a triple Maxi. And then with the spells, we have triple Paw of Duality, triple Tensu, and triple Tenki, and then 1 Regeki. Duality's here because we want consistency. We just want to get to our traps and our monsters, because we do run a very low monster count. But then the Tenki can, basically act as a monster, and then, Power Duality can help get to all that. And so usually you can just need a monster to do pretty good, a monster with some back row, and you can do really good with this deck. And Tensu at 3 is because I just want to see it as often as possible. I'm not running like roosters and stuff, so it's much better to just be able to see this card as fast as possible, and it gives you extra fodder to be able to pop other cards in the field. And then for the traps, we run 1 Tensen because we're playing the 1 Dragon, and I thought Dragon was pretty good. He's a beater, and then his effect's not too bad. He can get rid of dead Fire Fist cards just to be, so you can make an Exceed or something. And then he also gets you a Tensen if you just activate a Fire Fist card, so like, or a spell. So like the Tensen works really good with Fire King, and all the attack points add up and makes Fire King really big. So, or sorry, Tiger King really, really big. So it's really good. And then for the Trap Tricks targets, we run the 1 Void Trap Hole, 1 Time Space Trap Hole, and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. I felt they were all just really good to have and to be able to utility, just search for them. 2 boxing out your your trap cards is really, really good. And then being able to use the Rafflesia, it's just really, really strong. And then we have 1 Vanity's Emptiness along with 1 Solemn Warning and triple Solemn Strike. I felt Vanity's was still really good, and it's really good against Cosmos if you use correctly. And then the Solemn Brigade, I guess, because Solemn is just, it's a thing right now. It's just really too strong. And then like Solemn Strike is like the best card to answer effects and pendulum summons and all that kind of stuff. It's a counter trap too, so it's just really strong. And then I actually am opting to run 2 Mind Crush, because I feel like Mind Crush is actually a good card, because this is a very tempo based deck, and you just want to keep the tempo going. Whereas like if you can interrupt your opponent's tempo, this deck can kind of just like overwhelm the opponent. So with just continual, like, you're gonna poke until they die. And with Mind Crush, it's actually really good against Cosmos if you know what you're doing. So like a good example would be if they have a Tin Can and at the end phase they search for like a Dark Destroyer, and they add the Dark Destroyer, and it goes back to your turn. And so like you enter battle phase and you attempt to attack the Tin Can, and then they chain the Tin Can to banish to summon the Destroyer, and at that point you'll just actually Mind Crush, and then you'll hit the Destroyer, and then like at that point, like, they just lost all his tempo, and you're just gonna keep hitting him with a bear. You see what I'm saying? So it's actually a really good card. It's even good against Monarchs. And I opted to run 2 Call of the Haunted, because Call of the Haunted is good with Marmilo, and then it's also good with Wolf Bark. It just helps you get all your stuff back and help recur your plays, so it's a good card, and it helps pop back row with Marmilo, so that's pretty interesting. And then to me, I think the most important trap is Darude Sandstorm Mirror Force, or Quaking Mirror Force here in TCG. Darude Sandstorm Mirror Force is really good because it helps you like turn your opponent's monsters face down until like Crimson Blader can poke over ships, and like Gorilla can poke over like other monsters, and like just get free advantage that way. So like they can't turn their monsters face up, so it also gives you time to stall out and just not die. So I felt like Sandstorm Mirror Force was actually really good, or Quaking Mirror Force. And then that's basically it for the main deck. For the extra deck, we have the Crimson Blader. Like I said, it's really good. You can use it Boar to make it, and then you just kill the Cosmos. They can't summon ships. kill a lot of different matchups, because it says they can't normal or special summon, so it also will work against Monarchs if you guys get it out. So don't forget that. So good against Monarchs too. And then we have one Brotherhood of the Fire Kieran. He's like the alternate Tiger King, but when he's summoned, you can set a spell or trap directly from your deck like Tiger King, but for his effect is monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each face-up spell or trap card you control, and that also includes Floodgates. So Kieran is really strong. I suggest you guys play him if you're playing the board. If you don't play the board, then cut the 2 Synchros and play some more Exceeds. There's plenty of options out there. And then triple Tiger King, because Tiger King is like, he's like, you just spam Tiger King. Like, that's like the best thing this deck does, is just spam Tiger King and keep getting advantage, in my honest opinion. Like, there is other Exceeds and like there's a Synchro plays, but I mean Tiger King is just what gets you that advantage. He's like a skill drain for the board for your opponent most of the time, so it's really strong. You guys should be playing 3 Tiger King. And then I am opting to still run the 1 Cardinal, because this is literally my favorite artwork in all of Fire Fist cards, and it's like one of my favorite artworks in the entire game. Like, it's really nice artwork, and it's a really good effect. He's basically like a Tiramisu, except he does target, but he can also shuffle monsters from your opponent's grave into the deck, and then he also helps you put all of your Fire Fist cards back from your grave into your deck. So he helps you recycle and keep going, but he also interrupts your opponent, and he interrupts their grave. So like, if you see they have like a so Dark Stories in grave, but they don't have a Call of Haunted set, you can still put them back in the deck, so that way, like, if they do draw a Call of Haunted, it's dead, you know, even stuff like that. But Cardinal is very good. You guys should definitely play him. He also works, I think, 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and a specific field, so you can also put back like primes and stuff like that or whatever. So it's a really good card. And then Trap Tricks Rafflesia, because, you know, toolbox of your traps. 1 Utopia the Lightning. 1 Karen Gorgon, because Karen Gorgon helps protect your back row. Like, if you know, especially games 2 and 3, you have your floodgates, and then like they MSC the floodgate or something, and you can, like, you know, chain over and like make it retarget to a Katenki or something like that. So it's a pretty good card. Even though Twin Twist is a thing now, like, it still comes up where like you know, like a Dragon Pit or something like that. And then you have the 1 Castell, the 1 Diamond Dire Wolf. Diamond Dire Wolf's actually really good in this build, or in this deck, and Fire Fist, because they're all Beast Warriors, so you can like summon something back with Wolfbark and just pop it with a wolf, and, you know, help go for more damage like that. And then 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Gaga Cowboy, because Gaga Cowboy like helps go for game in a lot of situations, because he likes to poke. And then 1 Heartline Draco, because Heartline Draco is actually really good, because if you have a Tenki or a Tensu and like it's almost game, you can make this and they can't attack it, so they have to do like alternate methods, and you have good back row, you can protect it. Next turn is game. So you let me know what you guys think about this deck, and, you know, I think it's really a fun deck, and it can be really good. You can definitely beat meta decks with this deck, you know, if the stars align for you, and if you're playing correctly, you definitely can. And you might want to tailor suit it more to your meta, but this is a really strong deck, and I suggest you guys try it out. Try out a slower deck if you guys don't want to play combo heavy decks, and you guys are looking for a good control deck, stun deck. This is a very good deck for you no matter what. So thank you guys very much for watching. Take care. Until next time.